What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Seahawks Now, your home for all things daily Seattle Seahawks news, rumors, and updates. Today, we've got some updates from PFF. They really love the Seahawks safety duo of Julian and Kobe Bryant. We'll talk about that and why that's only good news for the Seahawks going forward. Plus, the latest update on the Micah Parsons rumors. Could the star actually be traded for Dallas? And if so, could the Seahawks actually be in on him? Plus, I'm going to talk about, do I think that the Seahawks have a certain floor or a certain ceiling in 2025? And if so, what does that look like for this team? All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's start with Love and Bryant. These two have had kind of a love-hate relationship with the Seahawks in their first year there, but last year they really kind of broke out. I think that Julian Love, maybe I was unduly hating on him when he first joined the Seahawks. I did not like the guy. I thought he was overrated. I thought he made too many mistakes. I thought he let receivers get by him way too often. And so I actually, in 2023, back then, I remember I was on Twitter saying, yeah, we need to get rid of this guy. But then he broke through. He ended up becoming a Pro Bowler and actually has had a really nice career. Bryant, obviously, later on became a starter last season. He kind of replaced Rayshon Jenkins about halfway through the season, and entering next year, Kobe Bryant is probably going to be, again, your starting safety, unless maybe Nick Emmanwori jumps into that, but I don't think Nick Emmanwori is starting right away. Ultimately, Pro Football Focus, they ranked the top 32 safeties in the NFL, and both Love and Bryant were on the list. Love gets ranked number 11, Kobe Bryant, number 32. So again, number 11, that's great to hear from Julian Love, barely missing out on the top 10. Kobe Bryant coming in at 32, you might think, that's kind of low, man, but when you consider this, there's 32 teams in the league, and so theoretically, when you have two safeties in the top 32, if you're the 32nd best safety, that means you're starting on almost every single team. And on a lot of teams, Kobe Bryant would be the best safety on the team, right? There's 32 starting safeties ranked below him. So he's right about average, but that's still better than a lot of the league, which is below average. Half the league is below average. And Kobe Bryant, yeah, he comes in right at number 32. I think it's a good spot for him. And I actually think he can get better, especially with Mike Macdonald now as head coach, a second year under him. I think that can help. I think that is a big part of why they both took steps last year. And I also think that, having Nick Emmanwori there to push him, to kind of help him grow, and, the fact that, he is, I don't know if I would say breathing down his neck, but, he does have this guy, this rookie second-round pick who is coming up, and he's an up-and-coming kid, and the fact that Nick Emmanwori is also vying for playing time, I think that only strengthens the safety room. And I think that, a guy like Kobe Bryant, who is probably the odd man out once Emmanwori is ready to start, Kobe Bryant's going to be pushed by that and motivated by that to actually be better and to improve. And so I do think that we might even see a better version of Kobe Bryant and Julian Love next year. Here's what Zoltan Budeh of Pro Football Focus writes. He says, quote, similar to several safeties as of late, Love's play improved significantly under head coach Mike Macdonald. His 82.2 PFF overall grade in 2024 was a career high in his sixth season and ranked 7th among all safeties. His 89.5 run defense grade ranked 2nd at the position too. That's really good to hear. One of the best run-stopping safeties in the league. He ended up with 109 tackles last year. He's had 100-plus tackles in 3 straight seasons. Here's what they write about Kobe Bryant. He writes, quote, first-year Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald found a new position for Bryant in 2024. After playing just 2 snaps at free safety over his first 2 seasons, Bryant spent most of his time lining up deep this past season, logging 668 snaps at free safety in 2024. The move re-energized the former Cincinnati Bearcat as he earned a career-high PFF grade and ranked 23rd among safeties with a grade of 72.8 overall. Yeah, again, great to hear. Yeah, he was kind of moving around positions. He was kind of more of a cornerback nickel guy when he first came into the league. But yeah, now he has definitely made a name for himself at free safety. And I love to see it for Kobe Bryant. All right, guys, here's the latest update on the Micah Parsons rumors. You guys know if you watch the channel. By the way, if you don't watch the channel all the time, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. But if you do watch the channel, you know that I've been really harping on this Micah Parsons rumors because I'm a big fan of Micah Parsons, and I think that if he were to be on the trade block, the Seahawks would make a lot of sense as a possible destination. Now, obviously, we don't know if he actually wants to be traded. We don't know if the Cowboys would be willing to trade him. All we know is this. Micah Parsons, really good. Game changer. One of the best edge rushers in the league / linebacker, whatever you want to call him. One of the best at it. And we know that he does not have a new contract yet. And we know that the reason why is because he's asking for more than the Dallas Cowboys want to pay. It's a tale as old as time. Usually the Cowboys end up giving in. That seems to be kind of their thing, is they always seem to give in. At the same time, we don't know that for a fact. And with Micah Parsons being maybe kind of a volatile personality, he says he's got his podcast. He likes to talk. He's definitely a bit of a talker. Maybe there is a possibility that, Micah Parsons could get traded. And again, if he does get traded, could the Seahawks be an option? I think they could. I think that the Seahawks are a team that really values their defense. They really value getting to the quarterback. Mike McDonald's even talked about that this offseason, saying that, he wants to improve this pass rush. And they did improve the pass rush. I think bringing in DeMarcus Lawrence definitely helps. But as I continue to say, DeMarcus Lawrence and Uchenna Nwosu are kind of two of your big three when it comes to rushing the passer. And both of them, they've had injuries in the past couple seasons that makes me wonder how reliable are they going to be. And if they do get hurt, even if one of them gets hurt or both, all the pressure all of a sudden then comes to Boye Mafe. And if Boye Mafe is the only guy that you have that's able to generate pressure, well, that's probably not a recipe for success long term by the end of the season. So I do think that adding another pass rusher would definitely help out the Seahawks defense. Unfortunately, the update today is maybe not the news I was hoping for, because it does appear that Micah Parsons is going to be at minicamp. He posted on X, "I will be there. I haven't missed a minicamp in 4 years. Even though the contract is not done, I have teammates and a playbook. I'm preparing as if I will be on the field the first week of camp, but it's in the owner's hands. I'm ready to win a Super Bowl." So it seems like he is pretty optimistic, honestly, about the situation. It feels like he's probably going to come back to Dallas. And like I said, the Dallas Cowboys, they usually tend to give in when players are holding out on them. Obviously, that's kind of what happened with Dak Prescott last year, and they did end up paying him the record-breaking money that he was looking for. So my guess is they're going to do the same thing again with Micah Parsons. They'll probably drag it out late into the offseason, and that means we will be talking about it late into the offseason. Because even if there's just a slight chance, the possibility of getting a guy like Micah Parsons, it's a fun thing to talk about. But chances are he's not going to be coming to Seattle. It does look like from that latest update, he's going to probably be back in Dallas. I mean, if he really wanted out, I don't think he would be at minicamp. It seems like he really likes his teammates there and his coaches, and it's more of an ownership issue than it is a Dallas Cowboys issue. All right, let's move on to the last thing I want to talk about today. What is the Seahawks' floor and ceiling in 2025? This is something that I'll probably come back to in greater depth later on in the year, but I wanted to just touch on it right now. What is the floor and ceiling of this football team? I think we talk about this a lot. It's kind of a thing that a lot of talk shows like to discuss. What's the floor? What's the ceiling? And I think I have my answer. I think the Seahawks' floor is about a 6 or 7 win team. I think this team is too good to really, really suck. They have good pieces. I mean, guys like Sam Darnold can sling the football. And even when he was in Carolina and the Jets, he still lucked into a few wins a season because of his arm and just his ability to throw the football down the field. It's really special. He has really good arm talent. I don't think this is a team that could ever stumble. I mean, maybe if Sam Darnold got hurt, but even then, I think I trust Drew Lock and Jalen Milroe. They could at least win a few games. So I would say about 6 or 7 wins is probably the floor of this team. I think the defense, again, keeps them there. We do have a pretty easy back end of the schedule as well. A lot of teams like the Titans, the Colts, the Cardinals. There's some teams in there, the Jacksonville Jaguars, again, the Falcons. A lot of teams that I'm just thinking, I don't think they're actually that good. Carolina, again, we have a pretty easy schedule this year, all things considered. We play the NFC South and the AFC South. So looking at that schedule, I don't think that there's any way we lose more than 11 games. If we went 5-12 or worse, I think I would be pretty shocked. Now, for the ceiling of this team, it's a little bit harder to project because we don't really know how good some of these players are going to be. We know how good Jackson Smith-Njigba was last year, but will he be able to do the same thing without DK Metcalf on the field with him? We know how good Sam Darnold was last year, but will he be able to do the same thing without his incredible receiving core? Guys like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. I mean, Seahawks have a good receiving core, but it's not what the Vikings had last year, let's be honest. Again, a lot of impact rookies could make big moves. Nick Emmanwori could really change the defense. I really think Gray Zabel could change the way the offensive line plays and make them one of the better units in this league. But will they? We don't know. It also comes down to health. Can Abe Lucas stay healthy? Can Charles Cross stay healthy? Can Kenneth Walker stay healthy as a running back? I think a lot of questions are still yet to be answered. However, with the talent on this team, I think the ceiling of this team is probably about 12 wins. I don't think this team could reach exactly the peak that Sam Darnold reached in Minnesota, but we've seen him play winning football before, and I think he can do it again with this team. I would say about 12 wins makes a lot of sense. I think 13, you're starting to push probably more dreamland, but I do think it's a very plausible scenario that the Seahawks get hot, they go for a run, the defense steps it up, and Sam Darnold makes an impact at quarterback, and this could be a 12-5 win team. So that's my official take. I think 12 wins is the ceiling. I think 6 wins is the floor. But as always, guys, let me know down in the comment section. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you want me to talk about? I know news has been kind of slow lately, so let me know what you want me to discuss. And until next time, as always, go Seahawks.